noisiest class ever.
Great.
We already also have an extension now where if I'm playing music, I can just speak to it.
Wait, what's that for?
You skip it. It's called custom progress bar.
Okay.
But who here is subscribed to Mr. T?
I am. I tried to.
No, I did.
I
Okay, search up David T. AP Math.
I'm subscribed.
Okay. So we're on page 406 of your math book. There's just 4 questions. Okay. So just as a real quick refresher, right, we've been talking about proportions and equivalent fractions. And this week we were talking about how we took the percent, right, and we rewrote it as a fraction, right, because these are equivalent. And then we were trying to find 23%. Yes? So then we're going to find 23% of 200, right? So then we've got to find our scale factor, right? And so 100 to 200 is times 2. And then we have to multiply the same number by the numerator. So we now know that 46, this same 23% of 200 is 46, okay? So we did a couple of practice questions, and then we also, our little formula, right? I don't know if they're really a formula, but it's, you take 18%, you write 18 over 100, then you put your, the whole, the new number that you're working with, find your scale factor, and then you find that relationship, okay? So we also learned that you can do more than 100%, and this little formula works, and also less than 1%. It also works. Okay, so when we go over here to the test quiz, do not know why my throat is good. So this question here has multiple steps to it, and I'm going to try to explain it as clearly so I don't confuse you. Okay, so let's read through it, right? And we're going to use cubes, right? Circle, underline, box, evaluate, and solve, right? So students were surveyed about their summer plans. Of the people that stated they were traveling abroad, so they were going to go to Europe, 30% did not actually travel. Okay, so we're going to write that. Of the people that stated they were going to summer camp, 25% did not actually go. So summer camp, 25%. How many more students went to the summer camp than traveled abroad? So if you look at your graph, you have summer camp, traveled abroad, and visiting a grandparent. We don't even have to use this number because it's not even in the question. Okay, so let's figure out what our steps are. So number 1, right, we know the total number of people that said they were going to summer camp and go abroad. But let me see. So abroad was 30, so 30% didn't even go. 180 people said they were going to go, but 30% said they weren't going to go. Summer camp, 252 people, but 25% actually didn't go at all. So they did not go. Right? So number 1, we need to find the number of people. I'd write it in your book, but they don't give me enough room. Find the number of people that did not go. Did not go, right? Which is 30%. Then the next thing you have to do is you have to subtract the number of people that did not go from the total, right? Because then you'll find out how many people actually went. we'll say who. Well, this tells us who showed up, right? Who went. Okay, so we have to find the number of people who didn't go. We're going to take that number of people, right, and subtract it from the total number to find out who didn't go. So the total who showed up. Then we'll have our two totals. We'll have one total for summer camp and one total for going abroad, and we're going to subtract them. So then we're going to take summer camp, right, and we're going to subtract going abroad. And when we do that, we'll know, because our question is how many more students went to summer camp than traveled abroad. So we're going to take summer camp, subtract it from going abroad, and this is our answer. Okay? But I'm going to get you a little bit farther than that. But I wanted to give you the I wanted to give you the 30,000 foot view, right? The big picture. I want to give you the big picture first, because there's a lot of numbers in here. Okay, so let's start with summer camp. Right, and we know we're going to take 25% of 252. So we're going to take 25% of 252. Right, so I'm going to rewrite 25% as 25 over 100. Right, that's what we were doing in the chapter. So 25 over 100. But I want to know what it is out of 252. So I need to find the scale factor. What's the scale factor from 100 to 252? Well, I'm using a multiple of 100, so it's real easy. All I have to do is move the decimal point. So I have two zeros here, so I'm going to take my decimal point and go 1, 2. So if I multiply 100 times 2.52, I get 252. That's the scale factor. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator, right? So we're going to take 25 times 2.52, and I'm going to get this number. Okay? So then I'm going to take 252 minus my question mark, which is this number right here. And I'm going to get the number of people that actually went to summer camp. So I'm going to get this number. Okay, so now I have to do the same thing with going abroad. I don't know why they say that. Why don't you just say you're going to Europe or going to France or whatever? Okay, so this is 30%. So 30% of these people didn't go at all. So it's 30% of 180, right? So I'm going to rewrite this as 30 over 100. Because that's what it is. 30% is 30 over 100, right? But I want to know what 30% of 180 is. So again, I have 100. It's a multiple of 10. I can just move the decimal point, and I get 1.8. Okay, so 30 times 1.8 gives me this number. I'm going to take that number, and I'm just going to take 180 and subtract my question mark, which is this number right here. And I'm going to get a new number. And this total is the number that actually showed up. These are the people that actually showed up. So when we took 25% and 30%, we found out the number that didn't go. Okay? So then you're going to subtract. This is summer camp. Whatever this number is, you're going to subtract it from this number, and that gives you your answer. See how kind of crazy that is? You actually have to find who didn't go, subtract it from the total to get who really showed up, and then you have to subtract who showed up from summer camp to abroad, and that gives you your answer. Okay? I hope I made that, didn't confuse you too much. Okay, so let's look at number 20. This, I think I have enough room. Okay, It says 500 students were asked what color they prefer for the new school colors. The results are shown. The results are shown in the circle graph. How many students prefer red or black? So we're going to take, this is black, this is red, and we're actually going to have to add them together, right? So we have to find, right, the first thing, red, we have to find out the red people. So red is 12% of 500, right? Because here it is, 500. So I'm going to rewrite this as 12 over 100, right? And this number here, the total number of students is 500. So now I have to find my scale factor. So 100 to 500, right? That's 100 times 5, right? Gives me 500. So I have to do it the same thing from the numerator. So you're going to multiply 12 times 5, and you're going to get the number of students that like red. Okay? Then you're going to have black. And black is 30%, right? So we're going to rewrite this as 30 over 100, because that's what this is, right? But we want to find out what 30% of 500 is. So my scale factor is 1 to 500. That's 5 again. Whenever I do the denominator, I have to do the numerator. So 30 times 5 gives me this number. And then I'm going to add those two together, and this is my answer. Because they want to know who preferred red or black. So we have to add the two together. So you're going to add these two together. Okay, so all you're doing is multiplying 5 times 12, 30 times 5, and adding the two together. And that's your answer here. You could have done that. You could have taken, let's see what that looks like. You could have done that. That's very good, Sam. You could have taken 30 plus 12. Let's 30 plus 12 would be 42. So you could have done 42%, 42 over 100, right? And you have 500, still 5. 5 times 42 probably would have given you your answer. That's a shorter way to do it. Okay, so either way would work for you. Okay. Okay. 21. Okay, this is a very straightforward one. This one should be fairly easy. It says Carmen is going to buy a pair of sneakers. The cost is $63. The sales tax is 7.5%. That's pretty cheap. What is the total cost of the sneakers to the nearest cent? Do you know what your current sales tax is in Fort Worth, Texas? 8.25%. That's the legal limit by law. You cannot charge any more than 8.25% sales tax in the state of Texas. That's a lot. Most states don't have 8.25% sales tax. I'll do some research for you. We'll find the state that has the lowest sales tax. So everything you buy except for food, there's some other exceptions. Food, water, I think medicine. Yeah, medicine. But now you have to pay sales tax on prepared food, but not at grocery store food. 1.6. Wow. If it weren't so cold, I might go there. Yeah. Okay. So can't imagine. Well, there might be some places higher than 8.25%.
New York.
Oh, really? What's in New York?
8.52%.
I
8.5%.
searched it up and I got Tennessee.
Wow.
What is it? I just put
It's 9.55.
9.55 in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm not going
What
there.
is what is New York have?
She's 8.5. Wow.
Yeah.
See, New York even has an income tax, so you have to pay federal income tax and state income tax.
We're not even in the top 5.
Of sales tax?
Yes,
Wow.
Tennessee and then Arkansas, but less by 2. Less by what's Arkansas was 9.53. Louisiana was 9.52.
Wow.
Washington also was 9 point, or Washington was 9.23, and then Alabama with 9.22.
Wow. Well, pretty good place to live in. Bless you.
Wyoming at 5.36, Wisconsin 5.44, and Maine 5.55.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. So what we're going to do on number 21 is we're going to find the sales tax on $63. And then we're going to have to add the sales tax back to 63 to find out what your total bill is, right? So it's 7.5% of $63. That's what we're looking for, right? Okay, so if we set it up the way we've been doing it, 7.5 over 100, because that's the same thing. Yes, I'm sorry. So it's 7.5% of $63, 7.5 over 100, right? But I want to know what it is of 63. Okay, so I have to find my scale factor. How do I go from 100 to 63? Well, this is a multiple of 10, so if I move my decimal point 2 places, it's 0.63. Okay, it's just easy when you have a multiple of 10. So now whatever I do the denominator, I have to do the numerator. So you're going to multiply 7.5 by 0.63, and you're going to get this number, which is your sales tax. This is your sales tax. Then you're going to add it to $63. And then your answer is the total.
It also says to here.
Right. Well, because when you multiply this number, you're going to have to round up. So just go to 2 places. So just go to 100th place, but you will have to round up. Yeah. Okay. So that's a fairly straightforward one. That's 21. Okay. So now let's look at 22. It says Aaron is estimating the growth of his puppy over time. If the puppy continues to grow at the same rate, right? So we're talking about a unit rate, right? How old will the puppy be when it is 250% of its 2-month weight? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to extend this graph, right? This rate table, we're going to extend this rate table out, right? And so the difference from month 2 to month 3 is the puppy gained 1.5 pounds, right? Okay, so month 4, if the puppy gained another 1.5 pounds, the puppy would be, it would be 7 pounds, right? And if we go to month 5 and the puppy weighed and gained another 1.5 pounds, it would be 8.5 pounds. And if we go to month 6, it would be 10 pounds. And we'll just go one more. If we go to 7 months, it'd be 11.5 pounds, right? So you have a unit rate, you have a rate table here. But now we need to find, so we know how many months, we know how many pounds if he's growing at this rate, but we want to figure out 250% of 4, right? So 250% of 4, that seems like crazy, right? But you can, our little system works, right? 250 over 100. And we're going to put 4 right here because this is the whole. So we're trying to find what this, we're going to trying to find out what this number is right here. Well, to go from 100 to 4, right, I can actually take the decimal point and go 1, 2. So actually 0.04, 100 times 0.04 gives me 4. So whatever I do the denominator, I have to do the numerator. So you're going to take 250 times 0.04 is going to give you this number, which is the number of pounds. This is the number of pounds the puppy is. So once you get this number, you're going to look at your rate table and you're going to find out where this, what this number comes to, and then you'll be able to know how old the puppy is. Okay? So all you have to do is multiply 250 times 0.04. You get your number of pounds. You look at your rate table, and you'll figure out how many months old the puppy is. Okay. So 20 minutes left. You have a little bit of math to do. I don't know how to quite, I don't know if you need this displayed or not. There's 4 questions. So do the quiz first. If you finish the quiz, go to Google Classroom. Make sure you finished everything there. I would check focus to make sure you're not behind on anything. I'm going to put this right here. Is that going to be too confusing? Go to focus, make sure you're not missing anything, and that's it. If you need help, I'm here. I know there's a lot there. You might have some